We'll call the meeting to order. Would ask you please to stand for a moment of silence. And as you do, please remember the families of Tammy Hall, who we lost recently, as well as one of our retired teachers, Miss Nancy Jolly. Thank you. We have two Broadview students that are going to do the pledge for us tonight. I believe we have Brennan Crenshaw and Maxwell Heath. Come on up.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We do not have anyone for public input tonight, so we'll move right on to item E, which is approval of the agenda. Board members, please take a look at the agenda, see if there's any additions or questions. If not, we'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion to approve by Ms. Liechty, a second by Mr. Williams. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That motion carries. Then look also at the consent agenda, a couple of items on there, the minutes from our November meeting, as well as a field trip. I think the bass fishing team is going to a tournament in February in Dayton, Tennessee.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion to approve the consent agenda by Mr. Williams, a second by Ms. Schultz. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That carries as well. Dr. Alsop?
Okay,
That takes us to the director's report.
all right, first up on the agenda, our spotlight school this month is Broadview Elementary, and here to do the presentation is the principal, Ms. Amber Steele.
Good afternoon. How are y'all?
Good, how are you?
Good. Okay, so my name is Amber Steele, and this is my first year being a principal here at Broadview Elementary. So stepping into this role, it has really shown me how special the community is in Broadview. When thinking about what I wanted to share with you guys, things happening at Broadview, I realized what better way than through photos. So here's our Christmas card for this year. So that is my faculty and staff. Aren't they cute? And I want you to be able to feel the love and support and joy of learning that we experience every single day in our building. So this year, like you guys have said, we walked through some incredible difficult moments together, including the loss of a student's father, sudden passing of one of our own teachers, but even through the heartbreak. And one thing remained constant was the strength of my teachers and my students. We had unity, unwavering commitment of our Broadview family. So that's really special. Our teachers and staff continue to show up with purpose and passion. They believe deeply in our mission and our students and the power of the nest. And through the challenges, we continue to lift each other up and create a place where students feel safe, loved, and inspired. Our motto this year is empowering our Eagles to lead, learn, and soar. As you can see, Broadview Elementary was a level 5 this year. They're also in a reward school. Our enrollment had went up from last year. We're now holding at 243 students, and we got 3 new ones this week. So, as you can see, this is our academics. You can see our school-wide composites, literacy, numeracy, and also our science. On the right-hand side, you also can see our success rates in ELA and math. K2, those are our Ames Web scores, and 3-5 is TCAP assessment data. So at the beginning of the year, we did some reflection of what we wanted to improve and grow on. And also we had some glows, because what are we doing right and what can we continue to improve as we reach each student per grade level. And then our grows, what we want to grow in. So looking at those things, and those are the things that teachers have listed, and they're hanging up in my office as a reference daily, and the teachers go back on those in our data meetings and in our collaboratives that we have. So this starts our pictures. So As you look at these pictures, look at the smiles on the faces, not only the students, but also the teachers. At the top hand side, you can see an eagle that he looks like this. The students, every time they take an ALR test to encourage them to read, they get a star. This eagle holds 129 stickers. We had a big celebration. It's a real big initiative that we started this year to read, learn, and soar. Our first 9 weeks, let me take that back. Our first 9 weeks, we started a little late, but a total of 739 books were taken and taken a test on. Now, we are in our second 9 weeks. We have teachers with 3 of these on their door, beside their door. Each teacher has these outside their door, and they add an eagle once it gets filled up. And we have a trophy going around the school. K2 has a trophy for the number of books they've read. 3, 5, it's a little more difficult because it's points they've earned, because it takes them a little longer to read their books than the little people. At the bottom, you can see we celebrated being a reward school. Teachers got pie, and they also got confetti all over them with silly string. And the students got to watch it, and they loved it. Our 4-H, our 5th grade, a group of them went to the consumer decision making, and they placed first place, and a lot of them got individual medals too. All right, so how is our family involved? At the top, you see our open house. We have many families coming through our open house as they toured the school, and we had STEM projects. That's my little boy Nash. He's holding out his cookie. He got to design his own eagle's nest with cookies and icing, so they loved it. And then I have some teachers there with our big sign welcoming everyone back to school. Beginning this year, we decided to do a cleanup day in the nest, which the nest is our outdoor classroom. If you have not got to see it, it is something to see. Look how many people came out for that day, and you also got popsicles with a principal, and those kids earned it, because look at them, they were out there working too. It wasn't just their parents, it was them too. At the bottom, we had Grandparents' Day, and 450 people went through our cafeteria line that day. We also have a huge Veterans Day program. We even had someone from our Broadview community donate a quilt, and that quilt got to go to Mr. Zeke Davis. That was a former custodian at Broadview Elementary. In the bottom corner, we have Miss Annalise. She's showing off. They wrote a persuasive essay, took their designs to Donut Palace, and Donut Palace donated the exact replica of their design to each student in the 4th grade classroom. Our Eagle Bonfire was a huge success. Don't worry, we had Broadview Fire there to support us and to make sure no one was harmed while they were roasting their s'mores. The students had their own pumpkin patch to light up the night, as well as their own lanterns that they designed. Our teachers and staff served popcorn, hot dogs, and all the things, and the kids had many opportunities to play games, incorporate some STEM activities, and also they got s'mores for the night. Some other family involvement things, Thanksgiving lunches. 671 people came through the cafeteria line. We also had a huge pep rally to start off our basketball season for boys and girls. And what better way to have some cheerleaders than our very own Broadview cheerleaders. So we had some little popcorn or cheerleaders in the Broadview school. So we asked them, hey, do you want to be our cheerleaders for the day? And most of them were kindergartners. And we had one 5th grade leading them, and it was the cutest thing. We recently did a food drive. The school collected a total of 621 items for the Camp One. The Timms Ford State Park reached out and asked if we could do a tree, our Charlie Brown Christmas tree. There it is. Going back to our Broadview Fire, they really support our school. They donated 14 bicycles to our students at Broadview during Fire Prevention Week, as well as bring out the trailer and show them safety. Our BPO is one of the best. They have raised money. They provided each grade level with sports bags. The group of kids in the bottom left, they're holding a sports bag, which it has basketball, soccer balls, jump ropes, all the things for their 40-minute recess time. As long as providing the staff with teas, and also at our Eagles Nest event or bonfire event, they gave out merch, free merch for parents. They had stickers, they had shirts, they had glow sticks, all the things to help represent Broadview. And the latest thing they did for us is they came in and they hung Christmas lights. Don't tell the fire marshals. So the environment I was talking about, those friendly faces and those smiles that you see on that page, we even have maintenance in there. That man in the green shirt, that's Mr. Mike. He is absolute blessing. He comes down and he'll do attendance with us if he's at school. And that's where all the kids go out in the hallway and get to dance a little bit and celebrate being at school. We also have written letters to other people that may have been in my class if kids are having a challenging time because they may have something special going on, and they're writing letters to one another, celebrating my teachers because they do an absolute phenomenal job. You can walk down my hallway and they're in there teaching, doing the best job they can. So they get celebrated with apple bars. They've had pie. We had a bubble gum day. And look at Miss Wallace's face and her bubble. So whoever blew the biggest bubble that day got an hour lunch. Miss Lindsay Riddle's in the room. She actually won that. We have Student of the Month that we celebrate each month. We also have our community that reaches out churches, and they provide extra snacks for those that do not have them. And we actually have a phenomenal special ed department next to Miss Dickey, and she's actually here. She took our group of students to bowl for the Olympics, and that's the first time they've ever been bowling. So you can see their smiling faces, and they did really well. So I think that's all my pictures I have to share with you. But just by looking at the faces, we want to bring joy and respect for learning, and that's what we do at Broadview Elementary. And thank you, and I hope I've shown you a little bit about what goes on at Broadview and what we have to offer day in and day out to ensure our students are receiving the best education in the NIST.
Thank you so much. Good job.
So how many people are here from Broadview tonight? Thanks for showing
We
us.
also have a basketball game. There's 2 going on. The boys are playing right now, and the girls start at 6:30. So.
A lot of good things going on at Broadview Elementary.
Absolutely.
Next up, our spotlight is our food nutrition. Ms. Vonda Price.
Good evening.
Hello.
I'm not going to be long. I just want to share some of the things we have going on with school nutrition. If you'll look, the high school turned, 20 years old this year, so we thought it was time to do a renovation. So during fall break, we had our company come out and they've done the painting and the graphics, and on the 29th of December, we will have new furniture put in. So it's our way of giving back because they're one of our big supporters. That's when you walk in. Next year we will be working on the serving line, and we're going to be bringing in an a la carte room or a grab and go room where if they don't want to go through the regular meal line, they'll just go grab a prepackaged meal and go out. This is one of our CEP schools, so every child has the option of having breakfast or lunch at no cost. Okay, the next thing we have is just a slight comparison of where we are now compared to where we were last year with our meals. On our lunch program, compared through this November and last November, we're a little bit behind, but we're also 1 day less and about 200 students less than we had last year. Our non-severe need breakfast, we had 2 schools last year. One of those schools has become a severe need, which is Broadview Elementary, and it's because Broadview became a CEP school. Swanee would be the non-severe. So there's that difference there. The breakfast
for the severe is higher. We did have North Middle School join the breakfast in the classroom, which is where the meals are delivered to each classroom. The student has the option of taking a breakfast or not. And then our after-school meal program jumped tremendously, it more than doubled. And as I said, it, you know, one day less than what we did last year. Something else, which is, I don't have the things on there. We will have 4 schools this year that this is their final year with CEP, so we will be looking at requalifying them. It would be Clark Memorial, North Lake, North Middle, and South Middle. They qualified back when COVID was going on. We were able to extend for 4 years. Right now, they're looking promising. April 1st will be the day that I have to pull the data, and we will take the attendance from that day and the number of direct certified students we have, which would be our SNAP, TANF, homeless, our Medicare free and Medicare reduced. And with that, we will be doing summer feeding this year for the month of June and July, on top of the June summer learning feeding. It will be a 1-day pickup. It will be 7 breakfast meals, 7 lunch meals to get them through the week. That will take place at Franklin County High School. And one last thing I wanted to share with you, our 2 middle schools, our K-12 school and our high school, all participate in the Smart Mouth Pizza program, which is a program, they do the individual pizzas when the students come in. This program donates a meal for every 10 pizzas that are sold in our district. And these meals are provided to No Kid Hungry and Feeding America. And Franklin County was able to donate 63,954 meals to students this year.
Wow, good.
And that's what we have going on with school nutrition at this time.
Thank you. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vonda. The next item, project updates from Mr. Clark. Just a few things to note. One of the heating units went out, I think, the week before Thanksgiving break. They have a new unit in place. They're needing some parts to get it going. I think they may do with some heaters. Is it cold?
It is nationwide, but other than that, it's warming up.
So hopefully in a few days we'll get that up and going. Work being done at the field house on the old football stadium. And then something that I thought was interesting, Mr. Clark put in his report that they've had 1,049 work orders since July 1st. And then, you know, that's just a lot. There's a lot to say grace over on our campus, and they do a great job of keeping everything running. So, I don't know who's doing the athletic report.
That's me right here.
Okay. Mr. Kanjan, Dr. Kanjan.
Everyone, I'm Dr. Kanjanabat. I'm the one of the assistant principals and athletic director over at North Middle School. Opportunity to do the athletic department update. All right, we're going to go ahead and start off with our North Middle School Student Athlete Spotlight. Jacob Short, I saw you here today, so go ahead and stand up. Let's clap for him for being recognized in the spotlight. So I'm going to, read more of the qualitative pieces to the presentation, because y'all can read the slides. But I asked Coach Finch, his head basketball coach, who do you think would be our spotlight for North Middle School this month? And he said Jake Short right away. So one of the things that he brings to the team, leads by example, always plays hard, very coachable, and represents what a student athlete is all about. So appreciate Jake for all he does at North Middle School, and y'all raised a good one right there. So another clap for Jake. All right, so now we're going to go South Middle School's spotlight. Kinsey Doney, 8th grade student. She's a cheerleader. Past 3 years at South Middle School. Again, some of the things that she brings to the table is the coaches really want to highlight. Let me get the notes because I can't really see we can always depend on Kinsley. She embodies everything a cheerleader should be: hardworking, a good teammate, and always has a smile on her face. She's an active member of Estill Springs Nazareth Church, and a member of Beta Club, and a member of SMA FCA. So that is Kinsley Doney. So let's go ahead and give her a clap. If there's any folks that are in here, we would like to make sure that we recognize you as well. So Emma Yarbrough, our 7th grade student, she participates in softball and basketball. Some of the things that their school community looks at is, my work ethic and accountability makes me a leader. Also have integrity that rubs off on my teammates to do the right thing, even when no one is watching. So that is a quote from Emma. So kudos to Emma for being a spotlight at Huntland Middle School. So we're gonna go to Huntland High School spotlight. Riley Maxwell, 12th grade student. That qualitative piece that I wanted to focus on was that character and leadership. So being the only senior for basketball this year has pushed me harder than ever before and has made me a better leader to underclassmen. So that's big coming from one of our athletes here in Franklin County Schools. And then finally, Brandon Walker. I'll let you read that quote from Brandon. But all in all, these students embody what Franklin County Schools is all about. That's both the non-academic and also the academic part of Franklin County Schools. So kudos to our spotlights this month. And our finance update, Mr. Eric Cole wanted me to put that up there. But if you have any questions, Ms. Phillips would be able to answer those for you. So.
I just wanted to point out, so Brandon, it said he signed to Rice University for track and field. It's an excellent academic school. It's super impressive.
All right, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Okay, in the personnel report, it's slowing down, don't have as many changes in employment in our county. I will make a note that under the certified positions, the speech language pathologist, we hired someone today. So that one has been filled. And that's all I have.
Thank you. That brings us to item H, which is the legislative update. Ms. Morrison.
Hello. So last month we had our TSBA convention, and Casey and Lance and I were at the delegate assembly and kind of shared last month a list of things that TSBA was considering making part of the legislative agenda. So part of what I did here is I followed up, and in green I have the items that passed. In yellow I have the one that was put off, the ones in red failed, and then 2 in orange were no action. And so I'll share a couple of these, particularly the ones I've underlined, because we've talked about having Senator Bowling and Representative Rudder come talk, and so I particularly thought the underlined ones would be worth bringing up, in addition to whatever else people might be interested in discussing. So number 1 that passed was number 5, about adding additional money in the TISA funding to support nurses. I mean, again, like we have a nurse for every school, which exceeds what is required, but for the benefit of our students in the district. 7 is a task force to look at legislative regulations that impact the public schools, with the goal of recommending ways to reduce the regulatory burden on public schools, especially given that with the vouchers, there's so much less regulation. 8 is about providing all full-time employees of public schools with eligibility for the state's public higher education fee discount program, which right now only teachers are eligible for. So their kids can go to school for a discounted rate, but not if you're staff, and so this would be for everybody. 9 is something that we've been discussing for years. It is about properly funding TISA to pay for the special ed peer model pre-K program. And then I also underlined number 14, which was our resolution, and this was to maintain a free public education for all children in Tennessee. And for those of you who weren't there when it came to voting for this, there was a lot of discussion, as you might imagine, and then someone made a motion that there would just be no action on this at all. Not a no vote, not a put it off vote, just a no action.
Who made that motion, Sarah? Did someone from
either maybe from either Rutherford or Murfreesboro School District.
Okay.
And then that's what passed. And because number 15 was Hamilton County's, which was similar to our first one. And so then someone got up and said, yep, same thing for this.
Excuse me, the rationale was that this was in the process of being handled at the federal level, and they would rather wait till that was addressed there. So,
Okay.
we'll see.
So anyhow, so the underlined ones are ones I think are particularly worth discussing and sharing with legislators. I have some additional news as I've been perusing. So the Tennessee Education News, Tennessee House Speaker Cameron Sexton had a couple of suggestions. One was to provide additional state funding to allow local districts to pay teacher trainees directly. So student teachers, you do it for free. And he is pushing or suggesting that we pay student teachers some amount. He's suggesting $1,500 or $2,000 a month as a stipend. We'll see if anything comes of that, but that seems promising and encouraging. You know, if you have an internship with a business, that a summer kind of thing that you often pays, and there's not anything like that for teaching, so that was good. His number 2, I'm not as keen about. He wants to lower education requirements for would-be teachers, proposing an accelerated and specialized 2-year associate's degree pathway for potential elementary school teachers. And then today I heard on the radio when I was driving to work or driving here that he is maybe also pushing to, so with the vouchers, they're supposed to add $5,000 a year if they kind of hit the number the previous year. So it was $20,000 for this school year. So it's supposed to be $25,000 for next school year. Well, he was saying, oh, he would like to double the number. So go from 20,000 to 40,000 for next year. The news also chimed in and said that there are some financial difficulties and they're asking departments in the state to like cut 1% from their budget. So I'm not sure how that would work out, but keep your ears open for that. The last piece in that section I was surprised by. It said the Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development partnered with Lipscomb to create the state's first early child education apprenticeship hub, which allows a tuition-free pathway to a bachelor's degree in early childhood education while providing hands-on training for aspiring teachers. I'm sure it's some sort of limited thing, but again, like early childhood education, not known to be the best paying job, but as we all know, super important to the development of kids. So worth looking into and sharing. And then just a couple of quick things from federal news. So as we know, the U.S. Department of Education is maybe not officially on its way to being dismantled because that takes an act of Congress, but it certainly is being diminished. And so like the Title I program, which was under the Department of Ed, is now under the Labor Department, and that's not the only one. Title services for Title II, Title III, 4A and 4B are also now under the Department of Labor. So again, just things are shifting, and we'll see what, I mean, and we've already talked that there are going to be some financial impacts on the districts based on that. And then, again, just interesting. So the International Dyslexia Association is revising the definition of dyslexia in a way that may affect some screening processes across states. So it used to refer to dyslexia as an often unexpected in relation to other cognitive abilities, and so it looks like they're taking away the often unexpected piece. It may not have any trickle-down effect, but just, again, interesting because dyslexia is often something that we test for, something that sometimes is missed in students, because, you know, all know people who are like, oh, I didn't get diagnosed with dyslexia till I was older, and that, then things all made sense, so we'll see what comes out of that. But hopefully, maybe we can meet later. So, if you all have other things that you think are worth sharing with legislators, school board, but also you out there, let us know, because we hope to have time. And then I put some possible dates out there, and I don't know if we've already, in Collegio, you may already have invited them to our January meeting, but I would love for us to get a couple dates and try to get that to happen. They go back into session on January 13th.
Ms. Walker, may I say something? I just want to commend Sarah Marhavsky for the excellent report that she provides for us every single month. Many times information that we otherwise may not be aware of, and it's not just your board members, Sarah, that feel this way. It's others in the community, other leaders in our school system. So a big thank you for that. I really appreciate it, and I feel like everyone sitting here tonight feels the same way. So thank you very much. This doesn't happen in 5 minutes. No. You put some work into this, and we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
And can I stay on my soapbox 1 minute? I won't.
You're on the clock.
I won't put me on the clock. But as we look at all of the changes and the possible impact on students in public education in Tennessee that are possibly on the horizon, and we are encouraged both at the beginning of Sarah's report and at the end to contact our legislators. I just want to say this time of year, one of my favorite pieces of literature is A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. And you can go back and review that. It's a wonderful story. But at the very end, he is brought to the realization of what kind of person he is, because he meets 2 children at the graveyard called Ignorance and Want. And if we're headed in that direction, you know, it's worth looking at that piece of literature and thinking about how it might apply to where we are today in funding education for the children in our country. How did I do?
Good job. All right, let's move on. Let's go into finance. Ms. Jenny.
So the intercounty board amendment for November is just realigning budgets that are done internally. That is just a receive and file. The November financial report, bottom line, from last November to this November, revenues are up about 8%, and expenditures are up about 6%. As long as we keep that correlation, we're gonna be good.
Yeah, exactly.
There is one budget amendment, and it is just a very, very small one. One is the accrued leave payout. There is the state introduced paid parental leave for educators a couple of years ago. This is our first. We have 3 claims per year. So this is just reallocating the funds from our first claim. And then Mr. Hopper Smith did receive a grant from Tennessee Risk Management. The grant pre-application that is in there as well is another. It just needs to be approved. That's just where he put in his application. He requested $20,000. I think they actually approved him. We have a check today for $5,400. I think he's going to do some concrete work at Clark Memorial.
Okay.
With the majority of it. So it is for safety measures throughout the district. So.
Did I misunderstand? What were you saying, 3 a year?
We can claim our paid parental leave 3 times per year.
Okay.
So we just kind of pile those up and we make the first claim in October, and then we'll make the second claim in, I think, April, May,
Okay.
and then we'll make a claim in July.
So we need to receive and file.
Motion to receive and file the November 2025 intercategory amendments and the November 2025 financial report.
Second.
We have a motion to approve and a second by Ms. Roberts, and the motion by Mr. Williams. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? That carries.
A motion to approve the December 2025 GP budget amendment and the TNRMT grant pre-application.
All right, before we vote on that, that was to receive and file, Ms. Patty, not to approve on the first two. Sorry. All right, we have a motion by Mr. Williams to approve the budget amendments. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Roberts. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? That motion carries as well. That takes us to new business. We have teachers that are recommended for tenure. Dr. Alsop,
Yes,
would
these
you like to
12
speak to
teachers
that?
have met all the requirements for tenure, 5 years of service, and an effect score of 4 or 5 the last 2 years.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Ms. Marhevsky, second by Ms. Schultz. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? That motion carries. And then, again, Dr. Alsop,
One policy, and it's a cleanup of the summer instructional program. Miss Amy Greer is our summer school director, and she gave me the updates and nothing
it
significant.
basically just looks as though we're not to make any recommendations until we know what funding we have.
Right. So we want our policy to
Be
be
in
the
line.
same as our, what we're getting.
Right.
Timeline, yeah.
I noticed the attendance requirement is crossed out.
That's a state
Okay.
change to
Okay.
And do we have do we offer traditional summer school? Like,
There's academic summer school.
I
so
don't
we,
think we do.
Every summer.
so like
You do for
English,
elementary, and then you do in secondary for credit recovery,
Right.
basically.
okay, so we do offer like high school
Well,
summer
high school is not general summer school, though. It
It's
is
just
for,
true credit recovery.
right.
It's true, yeah.
Okay.
Motion to approve policy 4.204.
Second.
We have a motion to approve policy 4.204 by Mr. Williams and a second by Ms. Roberts. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? That motion carries as well. If you will look, I believe that Ms. Patty has given everyone a hard copy of the board self-evaluation there. And Ms. Patty, is it also online?
I'll email it out.
Okay, and that way if they want to respond online, they can. Or if you want to fill out the hard copy and drop it by to her, I'm sure that's all right as well. She's giving you a lot of leeway. She doesn't have to have it back until February the 14th. But we just thought we'd get this out and get it moving. Anything else?
It's on here.
You have a schedule of meetings there. You can read those as well as I can. So I'll leave that to you. Our next board meeting, I will call your attention to, is January the 12th. And the last time that I talked to Mr. Anderson, they thought that they might want to have a education committee meeting that night, which would push it till 5. So, but I'll check back with him for sure and let you know if that's still what he would like to do. And on the issue of meeting with Representative Rutter and Senator Boland, she was supposed to come tonight. She was unable to be here. The only other date that she gave me that she is available in January, before they go into session on the 13th, I believe it is January the 8th. And I am going to contact, if it's okay with y'all, I'm going to contact Senator Boland and see if we can get her to come that date as well. She didn't have any time in December, so, you know.
And I know we're disappointed that Representative Rutter is not here tonight, but I do think even in going over the report that Sarah's provided for us, we may generate some other issues that we would like to talk about, and it will happen just before they return to Nashville. So I think that timing is really
And
good.
let me say this too, if you have other issues that you're concerned about, please get them to me, because they ask that,
They wanna know
that they
ahead
could
of
be
time.
prepared to know, what we were going to ask and what
I'll put
information they
together
need to
a
have
little-
ready for us.
And I think in general, if they know what committees they're going to be on this year, that would be helpful
Mm-hmm.
for us to know that. Do they know that before they go on the
I don't know
13th?
that they do. They may.
I know Iris has been on the education
She's
committee
not.
before, but she is no longer on that committee, so.
So, but anyway, I'll get in touch with Senator Bowling, and we'll see what we can work out. I'll get back to you. Anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
We're out of here.